Who are you, officer?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, my man?
Good.
What's your name?
Kevin.
Sizer, right?
Yeah.
You're Keith's brother, right?
Yeah.
How's Keith doing?
He's doing good.
Haven't seen him in a while, man.
Okay.
I know you're doing some stuff here. I just wanted to see if I could ask you a question real quick.
What?
When it comes to Donald Trump, President Trump yesterday, uh-oh, you already know where I'm going. The president yesterday of the United States basically endorsed and condoned excessive force against suspects, against people. Any thoughts on that?
Nope, I don't have no thoughts on what the president has to say.
Well, it's not that, but I mean the leader of the free country, free world, you know what I mean? Does it do anything to you either way?
I gotta hear exactly what he said. I didn't hear exactly what his quote was.
Yeah, make sure your camera's on. No, but honestly, man, all jokes aside, like I said, you know, he basically endorsed. Like
I said, I would have to see what he said.
So you haven't even heard about it?
No, I don't watch what Trump says.
Okay. Thanks a lot, my man.
Yeah.
How are you, bro? How you doing?
Bien, ahí, ¿cómo está?
¿Cómo está? Yeah.
Good.
Quick question for you, man. All jokes aside, listen. No, you're laughing already. Whether I got the music. Whether or not you agree with my work, it's not even about that. I'm not trying to, you know. The president of the United States, bro, Donald Trump, okay? President of the free world.
Yeah,
but you already know where I'm going, right? Any comments about?
I don't.
But he basically endorsed, speaking to law enforcement officers in Suffolk County, New York, he endorsed abuse of people by police. What are your feelings?
No comment, man. I'm sorry.
No comment?
No comment. All right.
But listen, man, apart from the uniform, no comment on the president endorsing abusing suspects. You can't comment on it? All right. How are you, officer? Munson?
Yep.
What's your badge number?
237.
Listen, I'm going around and I'm kind of striking out here left and right. No pun intended. We're next to a baseball field, but I'm striking out on comments. The president of the United States, Donald Trump, yesterday basically endorsed abusing, basically endorsed police abuse, excessive use of force by police while he was talking to a group of law enforcement officers in Suffolk County, New York. And I'm just asking, you know, my hometown of Rochester, New York, as you guys that put on the uniform every day, any thoughts about that?
I don't have any comment.
No comment. Are you familiar with what I'm saying that he said, or?
No, I'm not.
Okay. But how does that strike? I mean, no comment because you can't comment, or just as a man to man, just.
Yeah, I just don't feel that.
But certainly you don't condone the president, signing off and basically co-signing abuse of people by police, right? I mean, as an officer, right?
Well, we don't want anybody abusing people, but.
Right. But what?
But I have no further comment. That's all.
Right. And you really haven't heard about it because it's everywhere in the news.
I haven't.
All right. Are you familiar with my work?
Oh, I am.
Uh-oh. Oh, you are? Anything you want to add to it?
Nope.
Do you support it? Do you support my right as an American to, whether it's freedom of speech or to voice my opinion, or?
I actually don't have any comment at all for you.
All right. All right, be safe out here, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. You're my fourth officer. I've been striking out left and right in front of the ball field. I'm striking out.
Okay.
All jokes aside, are you familiar with me and my work?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What's your name?
Sergeant Wetzel.
Wetzel. And what's your badge number?
IBM is 1184.
IBM 1184. And thank you for taking the class.
You're welcome, sir.
I appreciate it. I really do. Whether or not you agree with my work, it's not even about that. The president of the United States yesterday, Donald Trump, basically endorsed and approved of police abusing suspects in front of a speech in front of law enforcement officers in Suffolk County, New York. Can I ask you how long you've been on the force, Sergeant?
18 years.
18 years. Any thoughts on that? That the president, the leader of the free world, would actually, condone and approve of suspects being abused and mistreated by police?
Taking for what you're saying, if it is accurate or true, I haven't seen it myself.
Well, it is. I wouldn't put myself out there and even say
understood.
that. Yeah,
I respect.
It's all over the news.
I respect that. I've got a family and I worked late last night, so
right. No, absolutely. I
haven't gotten caught up on my social media and.
But just that right there.
You know what? I'm not the president,
right.
And I have a job to do as a sergeant, and this is my event today until 7 p.m. tonight.
Right. But do you? I mean, and again, whether you agree with me or not,
I follow what our department's rules and regulations.
But certainly, you don't condone that. You don't condone. I mean, everybody has we hear about the terms in this country, innocent until proven guilty. I mean, you guys got a tough job. You do. I've always said that, okay? And you guys do got to do what you got to do as far as arresting someone. But as far as he actually went as far as saying that, you know, the typical, which we've seen since Adam 12 days, right? Chips. I grew up on chips. When you guys, the normal hold that you guys shelter or shield a person's head when putting them in the car, he even went as far as saying, don't do that. Don't be nice to them. I mean, it's all over the news. I mean, I'm not just making this up.
No,
but given that statement of the president, and I don't want to make it political. Obviously, he's the president. I didn't tell him to say. He said it.
Unfortunately,
whatever side of the aisle you stand on.
You know that my answer to that is he's the president.
Right.
And unfortunately.
Right, but given the tone in this country, especially in the last few years, especially, and it's coming to a boiling point, to a critical mass. You 18 years on force, certainly you don't condone that. I know you have no power about what another grown man says, like the president. But I'm asking you specifically as a sergeant.
My actions with suspects according to my departmental policies. That's exactly how I handle my business, and I'm the only one that can control my business.
Absolutely.
And as a supervisor, I have to set precedent and hope that the officers that I work with can
But the message you want out there to your officers is obviously not what the president said, right? I mean, you don't condone.
Our departmental policy is when taking a suspect into custody or putting them into the rear of a patrol car, we have to control and make sure that they're safe and that nothing happens to them because they're in our hands.
Absolutely.
So.
But again, can I get you just to go a little step further and denounce his? I mean, you can't denounce.
Even though you're a Yankees fan and I am as well,
that won't even get me. The Yankees thing won't get me.
That's my response.
But can I ask you a question, just so nobody feels you're being evasive? Because I'll be honest, all the viewers watching, you've been very professional, and I appreciate that. Compared to some of my other interactions, which you may or may not be aware of, but you stand in contrast so far. No, not with you.
No,
but I'm saying with others.
I'm just saying.
So right now, this interaction is actually positive. But so I understand. Is it because you can't comment because of, you have to let the chief or higher ups comment? Because what I'm looking for, I'll be honest, it's not a gotcha moment. I'm looking for a man. I'm standing in front of a man, and man to man, I don't know if you have children. I do, apart from whatever your beliefs are, my beliefs are about civil rights or whatever. To me, it's disgusting that the president of the United States, in essence, and not just that, law enforcement officers cheered at, they lauded his comment. So I'm looking for a little more. I'm looking basically for, can you denounce those comments? I mean, you don't approve of that behavior, right?
I handle my actions the way that I'm trained. However, I will say that if what you're describing me today is accurate,
I guarantee you it is.
I would believe it to be based on
yes, sir.
I know the research and efforts you go forth into putting into your work.
I appreciate it.
It only makes our job harder as law enforcement, and I know that you know that this job is hard, but the one thing that I know is that I come to work to do my job, to support the community, and to, do the right thing.
Absolutely.
Okay? My goal is to ever do my job, to do it to the best of my ability, and I'm going to treat every citizen in the city of Rochester with respect, and if it's putting them into a car, I'm going to maintain as much control over them as I can, barring any of their actions being contradictory to what I'm asking. And that goes with physical as well as verbal. So if it's to, put your hands behind your back, we ask that you put your hands behind your back, and that's a controlled technique and safely being done. We're trained to, not cause injury at the very least.
I will end with this, and again, thank you for your professionalism, but I will end with this. Not only are they deplorable, his comments, as someone who has suffered personally, whose father committed suicide behind some members of the RPD, making his life hell. There's a reason for what I do. I'm not just out here just for the hell of it. There's a story, and we all have a story, Whether some people want to delve into that and see why someone does what they do, because it's easy to label someone a cop hate or whatever. But not only are his comments deplorable, coming from the leader of the free world, but I'll end with this. They actually make you guys' job harder, what he said yesterday, because you guys have become a target out here. Okay, especially with detentions. And I can't imagine. It's very, not only disgusting comment, have someone that's very close and passionate about civil rights, but it's very, very irresponsible to you to you guys who do put a uniform on all day. And so, but again, I appreciate you being professional with me, Sergeant. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome,
I mean
sir.
All right?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.